Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I've got another sketchbook ready for you to go through. This one is my 2023-24 sketchbook. And as you can see, I've got a bit of a double page spread. So I think we'll start there. We'll just get straight into it. As you can see, this is acrylic paint. I've got a golden tiger here and a dragon. This is the Feng Shui animals. If you know your Feng Shui, it's about the balance. This is the yin and yang. So I made the tiger sniffing the dragon's tail, and I made this dragon out of a Komodo dragon. That was my reference. And then the Komodo dragon is about to bite the tiger's tail, and that's the way that Feng Shui works. I'm not going to teach you too much about Feng Shui, but it's about having the balance of the dragon and the tiger, and that's what I've done on here. All right, let's get this book started. So, first page, if you're a wrestling fan, this is Eddie Guerrero, but this is WCW Eddie Guerrero. So how I did this was I painted this all white and then inked it on top. I could probably finish the writing there a little bit more, but that's what it is. All right, and so that's one of the last drawings I did on the left here, and this is the first drawing I did of this crow. Really highly detailed. I'm very, very, very happy with this crow. This is one of my favorites that I've ever drawn. I did that just over a year ago in April of 2023, and that's when I started this sketchbook. That's why you should sign every page, because then you can look back. And let's keep going. So this here, you might not be able to tell from here, but it says Jordan T. This is the T with the feathers. Mystic. I've written Jordan, and then we start with the wasp here, MYSTIC. So this I'm going to be making a shirt of. This I did in 2024, almost a year, the page before. So what I tend to do, if you haven't seen before, is I'll do these sketchbooks on the right hand side, then when I want to finish them I'll go back through again on the left hand side, so it sort of bounces back and forth. This one I haven't labeled. So this one on the right is based on an album cover by a lesser known group that the RZA from the Wu-Tang Clan was in, called the Grave Diggers, Diggaz, and they had this beautiful black and white album cover, and it was very intimidating, very badass, so I wanted to interpret it. And what I've done here is I've basically interpreted them as mutants, like in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle world. I thought that was really fitting because, the RZA is from New York, and so the Ninja Turtles. This guy in the front here is a mutant turtle. We got a lion in the back there. This here was RZA, and so he's a tiger. He's got his afro, and I'm very sorry I don't know the other members' names off heart, but he's a pigeon. So I thought that's pretty fitting for that sort of New York theme, and I'm really proud of that. That's one of my favorites I've done in a sketchbook to date, and the framing is awesome. All right, let's keep it moving. This right here on the left, I did April of 24. This is a tattoo I'm going to be getting on my hand, so you will see this very soon, perhaps even in the next sketchbook. And this is the line work, and I'm getting an apprentice tattooist to put it on my hand here, sort of from here up. So that's a little sneak peek at a project I'm working on right now, I'm collaborating on. This here is just a raptor skull. I like drawing skulls, as you may know. If you're new here, I am a skull guy. I love animal skulls, human skulls. This is really cool. So I actually finished this off later on in the sketchbook, we'll get to that. But this is El Diablo. This here is sort of me and, or the general audience, the human being, and this is a lucha giant version of the devil. This is how I saw him at this time, that devil inside of us. I completed this on my birthday of 2023, 13th of July 2023. That's out there now, and I did this in watercolors. I'm really proud of this. It's taken up 2 pages, and we've got this little echo here too, if you can see that. This here is Santa Claus. I finished this in April, but I drew this around Christmas. This is Super Santa Claus. It's kind of like Santa Claus as a superhero. And that's been done in watercolors, and I gave him this blue sword. I like this blue sword. It's like an energy sword to me. One of my characters, Nina, you may have seen her before, she tends to use that sword too. Now, on the right hand side here, it says Eagle Lucha. I did this in April. I tend to do series of drawings, and I come back and I either make shirts of them or merch of some sort. This is the Eagle Luchador, and this is a series of luchadors I did based on birds. So this is the bald eagle, and I wanted to give him a sort of Spanish feel as well, obviously, with the moustache and darker skin. I didn't quite finish the skin off, that's okay. This here, on the left hand side, is the beginning of another series that came way later after the Lucha series. This is a tarot card, and this here I believe is the Empress. So I'm working on tarot cards. I've now finished the Major Arcana and I'll be making a video of that soon. So keep your eyes out. But it is a very big deck. I believe there's something like 60 to 80 cards to make. And it took me upwards of about 3 months on and off to finish the Major Arcana, and that's only the beginning of the set. There's still 4 more suites to do. This here, Rey Mysterio, I sort of framed him here, again inspired by the Luchas. Never really finished the tattoos and stuff, just didn't want to. I believe this was like a Hulk or something to that effect, Juggernaut pose that I borrowed. And what I really liked about this was it reminded me when I was a kid, we had these Rey Mysterio and wrestler John Cena toys that were these giant, big, bulky things we got for Christmas one year. And I remember one of my uncles broke a wine glass with it. It was so big. They were those 50-inch sort of toys. So yeah, that was just a bit of a reminiscent little image. And now we're back onto more Luchas. So, Lucha on the left, really like this one. I completed it in January. This is the Butcher Bird. The Butcher Bird is, if you don't know, it's like a raven or a crow. Smaller, much stockier. I'll put an image up of that so you can see what I mean. That's the Butcher Bird. So I based his, I really like doing these noses and the stitches and everything. This one here's the Eagle Owl. This one's really cool. He looks a bit like Batman or something, or what's that multiverse Batman in the Injustice League Owlman. This one was really detailed, lots of fun. Love the little emblem here. He's got a little bit older. He's got the little soul patch and the mustache. And so proud of that one. I think I'll use these two for something for sure. This one here, this is the Parrot Luchador or the Macaw. I know I did a couple like that. So this one here on the left, and then this one on the right. This one was really fun. I like to sometimes use Jack Kirby poses, so I used the Jack Kirby pose on this one to give him this real old school looking like luchador, like a real baby face luchador. And as you can see, I've got that Kirby crackling in the background there for the crowd. I'm proud of this one. This one turned out so awesome, and thank you, Jack Kirby, for everything you've done for the art industry and the comic book industry alone. All right, we'll keep going. More tarot cards. This is the Fool. This is number 0. This is the first one I believe I did, and this will be the first one in that suite of the Major Arcana. On the right, yet another favorite of mine, the Magpie. As you know, I'm Australian, and the magpie is, I find these sort of spirit animals to be, when it comes to birds, I see personally my spirit animals are corvids, they're crows, they're butcherbird, they're magpies. So yeah, that one is really cool. I wanted to give him this badass sort of anti-hero, somewhere between face and heel character. And he's got this black cloak, and I love that trench coat, the collar up and everything like that. Again, more tarot cards. There's gonna be a lot of tarot cards and luchas at the front of this book. More tarot cards. This one I finished this April. This is the High Priestess. It's not quite complete, as you can see, but it's going to be completed in the digital realm anyway. Another favorite of mine, the Kookaburra. I want to work with this guy. Perhaps in my next sketchbook, I'll play around with some scenes with some of these characters. It'd be really cool. So the Kookaburra Luchador, that one's really badass too. I love his mohawk there. Another tarot card, the Emperor Tarot. This one was done in watercolors. So that was a lot of fun. And then we have the macaw. So this must be the macaw. Either this was the macaw and I mixed it up, or this was the parrot. But this one says the macaw lucha, so there you go. He's got a darker skin. I've been working a lot with darker skin tones as well, trying to become one with my inner native. This one's one of my favorite tarot cards I've done. This is the Chariot. We've got the 2 horses there, and we've got the guy. It's just so dynamic. There's so much energy in this one, and I'm really excited to see what it looks like on a card. You've got this rib-caged chariot here. He's standing on the chariot, and the horses are just like going for it. The construction doesn't make complete sense. It's a little bit abstract, but I think it's effective because we needed to put those horses in the foreground, and I like that he's reining them in here. Okay, let's go over here. The Crow Luchador. That's the next one. No, sorry, this was the first time I did the Crow. This is the Strength Tarot. That's another one I really like. The Strength Tarot card in the Major Arcana is traditionally a female, and she's standing with a lion, and the lion is obviously that element and that symbol of strength. There's got a lot of Leo placement in that as well. And why not? We've got a female character here. I did a lioness instead of a lion. It just made more sense because of the feminine energy in that card. All right, the Robin Luchador. This one is really fun. I basically took a pose from Robin himself, the comic book character, and built around that. And that's how we've got this sort of high-flying feel. He's jumping off the ropes, and he's a young kid, and as bit of a moustache there. Perhaps I'll come back and colour that later. However, as line work, I'm really, really happy with this. And I like to think that maybe Dominic Mysterio or something would play this. It would maybe be this character, like a young high flyer kind of guy. Let's move on. More tarot. This is, I haven't marked it, this one is the Hierophant. The Hierophant. So he's supposed to have two people in front, but I decided it would be too busy. So I'm just using the columns, and traditionally, yeah, he's kind of like a priest, sort of monk individual. Then this one on the right, I love this one. This is next to the Kookaburra, favorite luchador I came up with. So as you may well know, I am Polynesian. I have a Maori background. So members of my family are from New Zealand, and from there we have a bloodline that has been passed down from a Maori princess, which is pretty cool. So this one really strikes home. I wear this necklace often. You may have seen me wear it. So this necklace is we call it the toki, and the toki is a symbol of courage, and it's often made of New Zealand jade. As you can see, we've also got the Polynesian tattoos on there, and he's got a very Maori chief inspired cape. This is what our chiefs wear, and that's called the kako. I apologize if I pronounce that wrong. I'm doing my best. I'm only just learning te reo. So, and then he's got this on this skirt that they wear, and we call that the pu, means to wave around. All right, next page. So this is a design I was working on for a friend for a denim jacket. And Hecate, traditionally, she is a moon goddess. She's an old Greek goddess. She's normally the goddess of like witchcraft and downtrodden women who have had difficulties in their life. So Hecate has three heads. She's got her head, and then she's got the mother, it's like the loving head, and then this head here, and then she has the snake too. So I'm really excited to see how that turns out on the back of a denim jacket. Keep your eyes out for that one. And now we're back to what I was talking about at the start there, turning the demon into a baby. So this is the devil, and this is me, and this is expansion upon that first drawing I did back at the start with the devil as the luchador. I've now turned him into a little baby. He's a scared little kid. He's not as terrifying as he is anymore. This is a cool little exercise. All right, the macaw again. Now I believe this was the actual macaw, and I really, really love this one because he's got this whole pose going. Probably could have filled out this space a little. Maybe I will come back and fill it out later. But I really like this one because of the way the watercolors worked out and the shading and the coloring on it. It's very hard to get watercolors to do what you want them to do, but when they do this, it looks incredible because it blends so well. So yeah, that's the macaw. Let's keep going. Now here, this one you can't really see properly, and this is sort of by design. This is one of the tarot cards, and this is, the Wheel of Fortune has a lot going on. It was very difficult because it was so small to ink. So I constructed the card the way I want it to look and drafted it. Then I'm gonna put it on the iPad and digitize it and really detail it up there instead. So that's card number 10 of the Major Arcana. Okay. More luchador. This was a Star Wars inspired one. This is the Mandalorian. No, sorry, Boba Fett. Boba Fett. No, it isn't the Mandalorian because he's got no marker things. Just basically used his helmet. This is Light Wings. Light Wings, let's move on. So this on the left-hand side is in October of 23. I was clocking the moon just for fun. I was just drawing what the moon looked like each night. And as it's waxed and waned and went to a full moon, from the 17th till the 26th of October, so that was fun. Just a little experiment. Kookaburra Lucha suits up. This is awesome. So I found this really cool page of Batman suiting up, and I decided I wanted to go back to my comic book roots for a couple of days, and I put my character, the Kookaburra. Frame for frame reference of this Batman suiting up, but it's the Kookaburra at the end. We've got the wrestling belt there. So happy with how they turned out. Just the motion and movement and almost animation of those storytelling. All right, let's go. The Hermit Tarot, I did watercolors. This is me. I haven't signed it yet, but I did finish it. This is me as like Goku. That was a bit of fun. Again, just a self-portrait experiment. This is an octopus I was gonna do at a skate park on the Blue Mountains. As you can see, the Maori spear, and he's got a diver's helmet there, and he's got a little rubber ducky and a hook in his arm. So this guy's a bit of a badass. I never ended up painting this at the skate park. However, I might actually do something with it and make a shirt out of it or something. I just really love that drawing. Okay, some more luchadors still. This sketchbook's pretty full of luchadors. This is Spider-Man luchador, like a Miles Morales sort of Spider-Man luchador. Next page, this on the left here, it was one of the beginnings of that sort of tarot style with the skeleton in the middle and everything. As you can see, hopefully you can see that sort of sketched skeleton in there. It just leaves like an echo. And then this on the right here is like a Peter Parker Spider-Man sort of luchador. This is my children, River and Finn. I've got this tattoo now. So this was the original tattoo. As you can see here, that's their names in Arabic, which is the Star Wars language. And then I drew the two of them on the bottom there. And on the right here, we've got my little boy and his little Raffy. He calls him Raffy. That's his little baby toy. You may have seen that in my last sketchbooks, and I like to draw that little fox with him, and he's floating in space with him. It's kind of like a kitsune. It's really cute. All right, a little bit more to go. The Kiwi again. This is like a dynamic pose. I think I might have used a Moon Knight pose or something like that to get that. And this here is one of my ghostly characters, like the barn owl ghost character. You may have seen this in my other sketchbooks. And I again used the Jack Kirby-esque image to create this one with the hand and everything. It looks like it's been sucked into space. All right, that's another homage. This one on the left here is just a couple of sketches I did of some people on the train one day. And this one on the right here is Poison Ivy Luchador. This is all done in coloured pencil. That one was a bit of fun. And that was an extension from my last sketchbook. If you saw, I was doing Batman characters and villains as luchadors. So that was done in April of this year. All right, on the left here, we've got Andre 3000, 3 stacks. A little homage to him, little portrait drawing there with his dashiki on. Then this one here finished in September of 2023. So you'll see from here, this is the first I've done as elements. So this is water, and I've got the other 3 elements throughout the book. Another tarot card. This is the Justice card. Really happy with this. It's the Justice, and it's got the balancing. It's got the skull. It's just so effective and so simple. I'm really proud of that one. Lucha Spider-Man 2044. So I did this one, I believe, 2007. So that was probably around the time I saw Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse 2. And that was pencil. Really happy with how that just got the cape and everything. Another rapper, J. Cole. This is kind of like a bust of J. Cole, as if it was a marble bust. That was the approach here. I'm probably going to detail that out a bit more, but I think I decided to leave it because it looks a bit more effective that way. A negative space, you can never be afraid of it. This is a Cerberus luchador, 3 heads of Cerberus. Don't love this arm here, but you know, again, so that's what your sketchbook is for. It's just for experimenting. All right, halfway through. This here is called the Creator. So I've done a few different versions of these, as you've seen. This was based off a friend of mine. And then we've got a goat skull or something in the middle there. I have to remember what that is.